him.
Great. Why? What have you heard?
This year has been full of the highest highs and the lowest lows.
A blind item talking about how Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively are apparently no longer living together, allegedly. And you know what? I 100%.
Did Ryan Reynolds just get caught with another woman? Because that's the rumor lighting up the internet right now. And if even half of it turns out to be true, we might be looking at the biggest Hollywood heartbreak of the year. Now, before anyone freaks out, no, there aren't any confirmed photos or official statements yet. But people believe it because, well, it didn't come out of nowhere. A new blind item just dropped, and it's not exactly painting a picture of domestic bliss. The post didn't name names, but it said, and I quote, "The north of the border actor and his wife have been living apart for nearly a year. They're barely speaking and only keeping up appearances to avoid making a bad situation worse." Tell me that doesn't sound like a certain Canadian A-lister married to one of Hollywood's most recognizable stars. Yeah, it's giving Ryan and Blake, but wait, there's more. Because apparently, this isn't even the first time insiders have whispered that Ryan's been moving differently. Earlier this year, another blind item claimed he'd already reached out to a divorce lawyer. Connect the dots: Ryan Reynolds, Deadpool, Blake Lively. The internet's doing the math, and it's not adding up to happily ever after. So if they've allegedly been living separate lives for almost a year, the next question practically asks itself, who's been keeping him company? I'm not saying there's another woman, but the timing, the distance, the growing tension, it's enough to make people suspicious. And honestly, the silence from both sides isn't helping. Then came the real twist. After that blind item went viral, major outlets, not random gossip blogs, but actual media sources, started reporting that Ryan and Blake's marriage had turned toxic. And the details? Rough. Insiders claim the playful banter that once defined them has turned bitter and mean. The F-bombs aren't flirty anymore, one source said. They're nasty, and honestly, you can feel it. That kind of tension doesn't just appear overnight. Remember that story Ryan told about telling Blake to fucks off in front of a crowd? Yeah, turns out that wasn't just a joke. It happened at a real event, and insiders say it wasn't cute or teasing like he made it sound. It was cold, awkward, even humiliating. Apparently that was the breaking point for a lot of people close to them. Friends say the jokes used to be playful, but now they cross the line. One insider said Blake feels humiliated, and Ryan acts like she should just take it. The internet's starting to wonder if all that couple banter was never really lighthearted. Maybe it was a red flag hiding in plain sight. Because once you start looking back, the signs are everywhere. The distance, the tension, the silence, and the fact that Ryan and Blake haven't been seen together in months. The last time they appeared side by side? February at the SNL 50th anniversary. And since then, nothing. No public events, no couple photos, no playful jabs online. For two people who built their entire brand around publicly roasting each other, this kind of silence doesn't just happen. It means something. Then came the Reddit discovery that made everyone pause. Someone pointed out that you can scroll down Ryan Reynolds' Instagram feed forever and not find a single photo of Blake. And when I checked, they weren't exaggerating. It's all movie promos, business collabs, Wrexham updates, and behind-the-scenes shots with Hugh Jackman and Wesley Snipes, but not one image of his wife. And come on, this is Ryan Reynolds we're talking about. The same man who once posted a birthday photo of Blake cropped halfway out of the frame just for laughs. The same couple whose entire charm used to be their public banter. So for him to suddenly erase her from his digital world, that's not subtle, it's deliberate. Now here's the thing. If that blind item about them living apart for almost a year is true, then this social media blackout starts to make perfect sense. Because if everything were fine, we'd have seen at least something by now. A photo, a comment, a joke, a denial. But instead, silence. Not even a whisper. And let's be real, the idea of another woman isn't that far-fetched. Because if we're being honest, that's kind of how this story began. Ryan and Blake first met on the set of Green Lantern while he was still married to Scarlett Johansson and she was dating Penn Badgley. So maybe history isn't just repeating itself, it's finally catching up. And that's what makes this whole situation feel less like a rumor and more like a revelation waiting to break.
Went, I did it, no regrets, it was amazing. Met
my future wife, and we were buddies then. I remember it was funny because for about a year after Green Lantern had come and gone, all that stuff, and we were both single. We went on a double date she was on a date with another guy and I was on a date with another girl, and that was the most awkward date for their respective parties because we were just like fireworks coming across the. Yeah.
Now, technically, no one's outright saying there was cheating, but emotionally, it looked a little too close for comfort. They started out doing promo together, all smiles and easy chemistry. And by the time his divorce papers were finalized, she was already being spotted visiting him on set in Boston. So yeah, maybe this really is history repeating itself. Maybe that's why these new rumors about another woman are hitting so hard. Because for Ryan, this isn't exactly uncharted territory. But then things took an even darker turn. The Justin Baldoni lawsuit. Oh, it's messy. Blake accused her. It Ends With Us co-star and director of Harassment and Retaliation. And at first, everyone thought it was just another Hollywood falling out until her legal team stepped in, and they came swinging. Hard. According to her lawyers, Justin and his team were allegedly hiding evidence, using encrypted apps like Signal, deleting messages, and pulling every digital trick in the book to cover their tracks. They even called it a digital smoking gun. But then Justin didn't just sit back, he hit back. Harder. He filed a $400 million defamation lawsuit against Blake and Ryan, claiming they orchestrated a PR smear campaign that nearly destroyed his career. Yep, he went after the entire household. And that's when Hollywood realized this wasn't just a feud, it was a full-blown war. The kind where reputations burn, alliances crumble, and everyone's scrambling to pick a side before the story breaks wide open.
Ryan's trying to get out of it now. He's trying to get out of the lawsuit. And they're like, you are a key part of this. This is what you get, though. This is what you get. You're trying to fucking ruin a guy's livelihood by using the media.
Now imagine being Ryan Reynolds, Mr. Deadpool himself, Hollywood's king of sarcasm, suddenly pulled into a lawsuit you didn't even start. While Blake's out here battling for her career and public image, Ryan's reportedly trying to contain the fallout before it blows up both of their brands. That's not romance. That's pure combustible chaos. What started as damage control has turned into emotional triage, and honestly, it's getting hard to tell if they're protecting each other or just trying to survive each other. At this point, it feels like the It Ends With Us lawsuit didn't just end a movie. It might have quietly ended their marriage. And of course, the internet couldn't resist. The second those blind items started dropping, fans went full detective mode. The theories? Wild. One claimed Ryan's been involved with another actress, hinting at coercion and power imbalance on set. Serious accusations, if even partly true. No proof, but enough smoke to set the fandom ablaze. Because if that's real, we're not just talking about mess. We're talking about career extinction. But what's even scarier is how fast their golden couple image has crumbled. One minute they're Hollywood's poster pair, and the next, Twitter's calling them scandal soulmates. Someone wrote, Ryan and Blake didn't split. They just buried each other in matching PR graves. Harsh, but not wrong. Between the lawsuits, the silences, and the obvious distance, the fairy tale feels like it's decaying from the inside out. Then came the twist no one saw coming. A viral post claimed the entire harassment drama began when Ryan found out Blake had a crush on Justin Baldoni, that the lawsuit was more about jealousy than justice. Allegedly, Ryan pushed it forward to prove her innocence, only to find out maybe she wasn't so innocent after all. If that theory's true, and that's a massive if, then this marriage has been in survival mode for years, not months. And the final blow? Someone flat out called Blake PR poison, saying Hollywood doesn't wait for second chances when the brand starts to rot. Brutal, but this town runs on image, not loyalty. If the glow fades, the love story usually follows. So yeah, maybe this really is the end of one of Hollywood's favorite couples. Or maybe we're just watching the trailer for a very public breakup. Because let's be real, when the dust settles, one of them will make the first move. And the real headline might be, who Ryan steps out with next. Because if there's one thing this story guarantees, it's that the next chapter's already being written. And it's not going to be quiet. By the time we hit next week, this story could look completely different. Rumors in Hollywood don't die. They evolve. And right now, this one's just getting started.